What's happening, beautiful people? Welcome back to week 3 of 5A May, presented by the Yo-Yo Boomers Club. With the start of week 3 beginning, that means we only got one more week after this one. Boy, time sure flies when you're having a good time. Once again, my name is Matt Mullins. It is a massive honor to be able to be the host of this ship for you guys. I still enjoy wiener dogs. That's really all I got. Let's go. This week's trick ladder is the Electric Fan by Miguel Carrera.
The next trick we're going to learn is very versatile. It's a classic 5A trick. This is called Electric Fan. Throw a trapeze into a 360, but don't catch the counterweight. Now you're going to do pinwheels with your non-throw hand. Bring your hands together to do somersaults with the yo-yo, and use your non-throw hand to control the speed of the counterweight so that it's in unison with the yo-yo. One more time. Trapeze, 360, and pinwheels, somersaults. If you do it right, it looks like the yo-yo is kind of following the counterweight. The trick's a bit overused, but still important to learn. That is Electric Fan.
The Bee Sting by Miguel Carrera.
Next trick we're going to learn is called the Bee Sting. Alright, this one's a tough one, to pay attention. Alright, we're going to trapeze. We're going to do a 360, but don't catch the counterweight. Now we're going to let the counterweight continue to make its rotation, but we're going to redirect the yo-yo and meet it halfway. Now, as soon as the yo-yo hits, we're going to start the dismounting process before the counterweight gets to our hand. As soon as it hits, start trying to dismount it to land it back in the trapeze. It's a tough trick, so keep practicing and eventually you'll get it. Just keep on practicing. It's kind of a pain.
And the Butterfly, performed by fellow Boomer Yo-Yo Club member, English T.
Hi dudes, this is Butterfly. Now this trick is all about wrist movements and plane control. When I grab the string, I usually grab it around here, like with my pointer finger on my non-throw hand. And then I do this movement. That just keeps it going in a pinwheel. And that's what you start with. You start with this pinwheel, and then you take your counterweight, and you're going to throw it in the opposite direction. And you just keep it moving with your wrist up and down. And you want to make sure that you throw the counterweight on an off plane from the yo-yo, or else it will intersect the yo-yo and create a tangled up mess. So once you get it going though, you can keep it going for a pretty long time. And then you just grab your counterweight, do a bind, and you're out.
This week's Trick a Week video comes from Mr. Josh Yee again. This is his latest tutorial, Stance Switch. Switch your orientation from side style to front style with this trick.
What's up everyone? Welcome back once again to the 5A Essentials series. So today we're going to talk about a move that I find very, very useful in regards to being able to switch from a side style orientation to a front style orientation. When you start delving into a lot of the more complex 5A maneuvers, especially if you're going to be looking into freestyling, then it's really important to have a lot of different ideas in mind for being able to switch from different orientations of play, front style to side style to front style, and vice versa, even from side style to horizontal. There's all sorts of different transition points, and for this particular move, I feel it's probably one of the best starter points to be able to get us used to the idea of switching from one to the other. This move is not too difficult, but it does take a little bit of weird finger and wrist motion, so practice this a lot, get used to having some flexibility in your wrist, and we'll get into it. This move is appropriately called switch stance, and it looks like this. basics of this trick are pretty simple. It actually utilizes some moves that you might already be familiar with. But first of all, we're going to throw the yo-yo and we're going to get into a 1.5 mount. From the 1.5 mount, you're going to release the counterweight as you're unrolling off to the side with your throw hand. And as this happens, you're going to see that the counterweight is going to follow around and do a large circle, and it's going to come out of the gap of the yo-yo. So at this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your throw hand pointer finger, and I'm actually going to be twisting my wrist following the direction of the counterweight swinging around, and my pointer is basically just going to be twisting inward following the direction of the counterweight until my pointer is now facing towards me. At this point, with my pointer facing towards my body, I'm going to allow the counterweight segment to swing into the gap of the yo-yo. As the counterweight is doing this, I'm going to leave my free hand outward, and I'm going to intercept that string with my free hand and allow a counterweight to continue around over the top of my free hand and land in my throw hand palm. What this does is it sets us up inside of a split bottom mount. As well, this is now setting us up in a front style orientation. The tricky part of this trick is honestly the twist of the finger. As we're doing this, it can be a little bit confusing trying to figure out exactly when to perform the twist and where our wrist should be going. But experiment with this a little bit and you'll be able to find that you'll get a natural motion to basically follow the counterweight and twist your wrist inward to be able to set you up for the front style mount. You could think of almost drawing a half semicircle in the direction away from your body. If I'm right-handed, then you're going to be drawing that semicircle to the outside on the right. And if you're left-handed, then you're going to be doing the same thing, but you're drawing that semicircle onto the left. So once again, we're getting into a 1.5 mount, leaving everything on your throw hand, releasing the counterweight off the side of your hand as we're unrolling the yo-yo. As the counterweight leaves the yo-yo and starts traveling around in a circle, twisting our pointer finger inward, keeping contact with the string at all times. As soon as our finger is pointing towards us, we're allowing the string to enter into the yo-yo as the counterweight segment comes around, leaving our free hand open to intercept the string, and then catching the counterweight back into our throw hand palm, setting us up for a split bottom mount. To exit this maneuver, you can simply roll the yo-yo forward while releasing the counterweight, allow the counterweight to swing all the way back around and land in trapeze. There's obviously a lot of options because you'll be set up in what's essentially a split bottom mount here, so you can also do things like immediately transition into a nunchuck, or just get creative and start experimenting with what other directions you can go. As mentioned before, this move can be a little tricky as it requires some wrist motion that we might not be used to, but give it a lot of practice and I'm sure that you'll be able to get it very smooth. And remember that this is a great move to get into some different setups for different orientations, going from side style and front style, so definitely recommend adding this to your trick repertoire.
Videos for this week are due Tuesday, 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. Everything you need to know will be in the YoYo Expert thread, which will be in the description of this video below. Also, please be sure to use our main splash page for all of your videos to be considered to win one of the free gifts that we're giving away thanks to our sponsors. Details on how to earn entries for every category will be also in that YoYo Expert thread. There's lots of different ways to get entries into the contest, so be sure to check that out. Once again, the drawing will happen at the end of the month, so don't be asking for it early. If you want to show your 5A pride off by wearing sweet shirts like this, be sure to check out the YoYo store. Finally, thank you to everyone who has sponsored this event. We super love you guys and we hope you're enjoying the content. Also, thank you to all the good folks that's listed on this page. Without your hours of dedication and hard work, this event would not be possible. Thank you so much. All right, guys, you know the tricks. You know what to do to get the free swag. Let's get that counterweight a-slinging. Sling that thing around. Let's get out there. Let's learn these tricks. Mucho love to you and yours. Have a great week. I'll see y'all next week for week 4. Week 4, guys. Does not seem real that we are on 5A May. Next week is going to be week 4. Wild. Crazy. And like I said before, time sure flies when you're having a good time. We all appreciate y'all so much. Cannot wait to see y'all next week. Mucho love to yours. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Let's ride.